Hello guys, how are you today? I'm doing great. And yeah, the other time I posted my introduction, the video of my introduction, and it was actually, I was amazed by your response, guys. I'm blessed by your comments, your likes, and your suggestions. I will actually implement them as time goes by, and those that I can implement immediately, then I will do it. Guys, this video is going to be the first one in our journey, and I'm going to start with my journey with my educational background, and I've divided it into 4 parts. And in this video we're going to cover the part 1, which will be my primary school education. And yeah, I am, first to start, I am the firstborn in a family of 8. That's my parents included. I have 2 siblings and 3 brothers, and being a firstborn came with its challenges and responsibilities. Believe me, I know many firstborns identify with that. It's not easy. And again, being a firstborn, being a girl as a firstborn, and also from that village, I mentioned earlier that I come from a village in Bomet County. It's actually Lelechwet village. Being from there, it was actually like double trouble, since the place was not really at the time, it was not really conducive for good education, like for someone to really progress and do well in school. So when we started off, my dad was working at the Air Force, and he actually took an early resignation when I was still young. So my mom wasn't working too, so she got married before she could go to college. So it was really tough as we were starting off. We were really going through some tough time, and I really mean that we could hardly meet our basic needs. That at times even we could actually be out of food, like we could not be having food to eat. So I remember there is this time that my mom didn't make lunch, and I was just like, "Mom, why aren't you cooking?" And she was like, "There is nothing to cook." And I was like, "Mom, you just cook." And that time I didn't know, like, you can't cook when you don't have what to cook. So it was really crazy. My dad was just trying to make ends meet. He took an early resignation because he said actually wanted to be closer to us. Working at the Air Force meant he'll be away for the whole year, which wasn't really good for us. So starting school, my dad was really pushing me. He was very strict. His parenting style was really a tough one, but I tried to cope with it. I had no option, of course. He used to really beat me so hard. Whenever I did, I scored some wrong. Whenever I didn't get things right in school, he would just be beating me so hard. At home, again, some mistakes, he would just beat me, and it really proved to be so hard for me. And it was also, too much pressure and stuff. So I just had to, accept it and go ahead and just try to, just live with it. And as I continued, and when I started school, I was okay at first, like performance-wise, of course, I was okay. And it was up until when my mom went to college. I think I was in class 2, which would be grade 2. In Kenya, we used to call it actually standard 2 at the time. And when my mom went to college, we were staying with my grandmother, so that close supervision was no longer there. And then I actually had to, be, in the company of friends, and you know what happens. There is peer pressure and all those things. So at first when my mom went, I had these friends whose parents were actually brewing a traditional brew called busa. So we would go to their place, and then the mom of that girl would give us some things that they used to make the brew, and it was really good. And then after that again, she would make us taste the brew. I wouldn't call it alcohol. It's a traditional brew. And upon tasting, it was really it was tasting great. And wow, when we could ask for more, she would refuse. And when she would go outside, we would just take the key and try to access the, oh God, sorry about that noise, and try to go and get go and drink it on our own, you see. So it was really a start of something that wasn't good in my life, and as I mentioned earlier, it wasn't really conducive for education and stuff. Anyway, it continued for a while. No one noticed anyway. I never got drunk, so no one noticed. And it affected my grades. I remember when I was in grade 3, in standard 3 to be particular, in term 1 I was number 20, yes, position 20. And in term 2 I was position 25. In term 3 my mom was like, you're going to be position 30 and you're going to repeat. I was like, what? I couldn't take it, and I just decided, I don't know how it happened. I was young, I don't remember if I made some strategies on how to perform better, but I was able to be number 5 and I went to grade 4. Again, we were really still living in luck, and it was depressing. I remember when my mom came back from college, she didn't have a job yet because she actually did teaching, so she had to be employed by TSC, Teacher Service Commission, for her to start working. So it was tough since it was only my dad and the business was not yet really picking up. So we used to go, you know, the whole day without food, and then in the evening we would go look for my dad to give us something to eat probably, and then at night we would actually go stay there and until probably we would get something in late in the evening, and coming back, since it was like a place where it was so bushy, it was so scary to come back. We were really scared. I remember me and when my brother, we could pray Hail Mary when we were coming back. Anyway, I thank God, God protected us. And fast forward, with the struggles, I was really I would think a lot. Like I could ask God, why us? Like why us? We don't even have shoes to wear to school. We don't even, you know, wash clothes or as we should wash often. We were just in that state that everyone understands, you know, that's that condition back there in the village. And as being an introvert, I was also thinking too much on it. And there was just this time I used to like my radio so much. I actually used to tune to Cast FM. I was in the farm. Yeah, we used to do farming too. In the morning you go to the farm, in the evening, in the afternoon you go to cultivate still. I know some people take a break in the afternoon, but us we didn't used to take a break. So going there, I remember on this particular day I was alone, and then I was with my radio, and then they put this song of Makiche, and it was saying, it was just encouraged. It was talking about someone who worked hard, went to study outside, and I was amazed by it. Like I just loved the song, and I was encouraged from deep inside. I was like, wow, I wish I could do that, because I was always thinking of how I wish I could change my story, you see, at that young age, yeah, by the way. So I didn't know how it could happen. I wasn't the sharpest in school, but I was hoping that probably one day, you know, those dreams of childhood, I know you guys have too. So fast forward, I wasn't really smart in school, and being again in this primary school, I was in Kabisoge Primary School. Okay, I like pronouncing it the way it should be. It's Kabisoge. So when in that school, it was, guys, sorry about the background noise. It was really, you wouldn't really come out with good results. And I went through the primary school. I was really poor in maths. My mom could try to encourage me that maths is the easiest subject, and I'd be like, what? If it's the easiest and I'm failing, then I must be the dumbest. So I was kind of discouraged. I never put effort so much, and anyway, with the encouragements, I was able to just try and work hard. And in grade 8, fast forward to grade 8, standard 8, I did KCPE and the national exam, and I was able to score 281, or was it 283? I'm not so sure. It was around there, and it's out of 500 marks. Here in Kenya, it's out of 500 marks. So that mark could not take you anywhere nice, like a good school. And I really wanted a boarding school to at least try to concentrate and perform better. So I had to redo the year, and I went to the same school again to do the year, and believe me, you can't score a better mark when you're in the same environment, same challenges and all that, save for really good resolutions and a good strategy to just improve your marks. But my dad, okay, thought, and he just decided to take me to Manyata Primary School. It's another public school, yes. we couldn't afford boarding school, by the way, so it was this my mom still at this time, my mom had not been employed. My dad is still the one who is struggling to provide for us. So I went to Manyata Primary School. It is a public school which performs really well, and it was hard to integrate. I found people who were very brilliant. They were speaking English and Kiswahili. At the time I wasn't speaking those languages, like considering where I was coming from. And anyway, I tried to fit in. I just had 1 year to make things different, and yeah, in that year I was able to improve from 281 to 351. It's not many marks, but I thank God for that. It's an improvement. And when you get above 350 in a public school, by the way, you get to go to a good school. At least back then it used to be the case. So I got an admission to Singore Girls High School, and yeah, it was a big achievement for me. I was happy that I was going to a boarding school, and it was a good school. And I think right now, yeah, it's a national school. So that marks my part 1. In the next video, I'm going to share on how it went in high school too. And yeah, by the way, I should not forget to mention that when I got the admission to Singore Girls, like, it was a miracle. My mom got employed, so God opened ways. I remember when people actually in my village used to pray for me, like, let her pass, like, let her even pass, and we'll see where the fees will come from. Believe me, God opened the way, and my mom got employed, and my dad again was doing quite better than before. So I was so happy at this stage. God had answered my prayers. Please, I'm encouraging you, anyone who is studying in these same conditions that I went through, or even worse conditions, worse situations than that, I really encourage you to keep going. Just keep working hard. Believe me, you'd never know where the breakthrough is coming from. Just keep going. Just pray God and just ask God to guide you and lead you. And believe me, He opens ways. My testimony is something that shows that really He really does open ways. So yeah, in the next video, let's continue with part 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe as we continue in this journey. Thank you so much.